The amazing true stories of errors and omissions. In this edition, Key Office Procedure. Not too long ago, a customer went to her agent's office to request coverage on a new home that she was going to purchase. The agent, who usually handled the customer's business, was busy, so she asked her agency producer to handle the request and bind the coverage. Sparing no time for details, the agency producer rushed through the application process without asking all of the questions on the application. Although the customer voiced concerns, the agency producer brushed them off, telling her that the information wasn't necessary for rating purposes. And in a flash, the policy was bound and the customer was out the door. Several days later, the customer voiced her concerns to the agent because the agent had always been very thorough, and she did not feel that she had received the same level of attention from the agency producer. The agent agreed to meet the following week to review the application and the policy that was bound. But it turned out that the following week was too late. Over the weekend, there was a break-in at the property. And when the claim was reported, it was discovered that multiple misrepresentations had been made on the application. As the customer had already raised these concerns with the agent, the E&O carrier stepped in, all due to the careless actions of the agency producer. Meanwhile, across town, there was another agency that may not have provided adequate training for its staff members. It all started when a policyholder called the agent's office about a water loss. The CSR who took the call thought he was helpful and appeared so to the customer, yet actually was not helpful. He suggested that the policyholder get contractors to the premises to determine the extent of the damages and call the agency office back. Sounds helpful, don't you think? However, the CSR failed to provide the customer with any information on how to obtain water mitigation services. Decidedly not helpful. As a result, the policyholder started calling around, and 4 days later was finally able to get a contractor to review the situation. The bad news was swift and expensive. The contractor informed the policyholder that, due to the delay in dealing with the water, another resident had moved into the premises. Mold. Mold remediation was now necessary, something that any homeowner would do almost anything to avoid. The customer called the carrier and reported the claim, explaining everything that had happened over the last few days, along with the information that she had received from her agent's office. In the end, remediation costs for addressing the mold exceeded the mold sublimit on the policy. So the policyholder made a claim against the agent for the difference between the actual costs and the sublimit. Staff members should know that when water damage has occurred, it's important to inform the customer to report the claim to the insurance company immediately, not after a number of days have passed, leaving mold the chance to take hold. So here's what we've learned. It's important that agency staff are trained to handle each customer's requests with care. Applications should never be rushed through, and all questions should be answered by the consumer. Agencies should have clearly defined operating procedures where staff receive clear instructions on what they should or should not inform customers when claims are reported. See you next time on The Amazing True Stories of Errors and Omissions. Click on the forward arrow to continue.